All right, so it's a good morning. Thank you for joining in. I'm happy that you're here. So I've seen your comments on the 3 assignment. We will check on it as a team after this. We will make sure that it's available. And sorry for that inconvenience. We will work around it and ensure that everything is as per required. Now, that said and done. So far, so good. We've been able to cover day 1, day 2, and day 3. Although I can't see Doreen. Doreen, you can raise your hand if you're in the call.
Yeah, I've also been looking for her. Yeah, let's look for her together. We have to be here together.
Yes, we need to do this together. Okay, just look for her. All right, that's cool. So with me, I have a good team that keeps me company. That is Fodo and Doreen. Fodo, you can say hi before you go to search for Doreen.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Check-in. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a good day. We are starting another class about software project management, and I believe pitch deck, something like that. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing people learning a lot from this. Yeah, it won't be as hectic as it was yesterday. I know that. Some of you have been complaining. I know today will be a day you will be relaxing a bit on the coding part of it. At least we are taking a drink while we are enjoying it, unlike yesterday. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, check-in.
Thank you, Fondo. Thank you. So today we are on day 4. Just in case you missed day 2, let's start from day 1. Day 1, you just need to go to RMS. There is the content of day 1. You can follow through the content. Check on the content file. Check on the any rigs you've been given there. Make sure you are able to follow through. If that's not enough for you, for example, there is always a recording for the class. There is a recording for the class so that you can be able to follow what happened in class or where. That should suffice you because that's how we do our classes. So there is recording just in case you missed. For example, if you want to see what happened, like in the morning yesterday, we had various with various classes, the sessions of morning. We did install that in the morning, and for example, you can see in the RMS we have a very nice installation concept of that, videos that can help you to do that. We didn't do anything different. It's just that we did it live in class. Okay, so you can follow that and you'll be sorted. In case you don't like watching videos, I got you. There is a nice documentation here. Just follow through the Dart and Flutter installation. You can read it through, just click on it. It will open as it has open a step-by-step guide to Dart and Flutter installation. There you are, you'll be sorted. Whichever type of system you're working on, either it's Mac or whether you are working with Linux or Windows. Okay. Yes. So that said, also when it comes to maybe you didn't get the MySQL, we have got a very nice video just to illustrate how you install MySQL. MySQL. Okay. Yeah, the pronunciation is here. How to pronounce MySQL. MySQL. Okay, cool. Hope you got it. So there's a very nice video, short and up to the point on what you need to do. Just watch it through, follow it through. Just in case you don't like videos, worry not. You have a very nice installation. It is for Windows. Click the Windows manual. It should be open. It will open for you to be able to follow through step by step my SQL installation. So it's very easy to follow through. Very nice. If, for example, your system is macOS or Linux, just click on macOS or Linux installation, and you'll be able to follow through. The guide is so good for both macOS and Linux users. That said, let's say now, what else did we do? I think those are the only things we did. We did install that and Flutters, as well as MySQL yesterday. Previously, we had installed Python, so you can go to the 2 recordings. You will see how we installed Python and VS Code. So that's why we never installed them yesterday, because we had already installed them on day 2. So that said and done, we also did a review of Python navigation together, just to show you what is expected of you from next week, because from next week you'll start now web development, you'll start databases, you'll start entrepreneurship. Now, all that is to prepare you to create your own project. Remember, at the end of this course, you will be expected to develop your own project and to present it. Now, that project should be original, meaning it should originate with you. You'll be guided on the types of softwares or projects we expect you to deliver. You'll be guided through the course. And so for you to be certified, not very clearly, you have to, your project has to be fully functional. You have to produce a good pitch deck. I'll show you what's a pitch deck in a short while. That's part of the class today. You must have a nice pitch deck and a fully functional project, okay? Yes, also part of that, part of certification, you also have to complete all the assignments and quizzes and surveys, yes, per every learning session you have to complete. There is no shortcut, okay? Yes, remember, this is a fully sponsored course, so yours is just to delve deep and make sure that you are able to follow through and make sure that you are able to deliver. Don't disappoint yourself. That's my encouragement. Please do not disappoint yourself by failing to live up to the task that is required of you. Yes, like I said, this is like a hike, you know, the experience of a hike at the beginning, it's so easy, it's easy to walk through, but as you continue, it gets tougher, you know. But the greater experience when you reach at the top of the mountain, you get, you really enjoy. The experience is undeniable. The joy is undeniable. So think of it that way. That's the best way to think of this process. So it requires a lot of candid approach that is fully focused, and you will enjoy so much. As you saw, one of my colleague Fondo and Doreen, they are products of this project, and they'll be even training you. So you can see they've got, now they are somewhere, they are already in job placement. So it's whatever you're doing, it works, okay? Yes, we've had even some trainers, some tutors who have come out of this project, you get? So it's beautiful that you are here. You have a life-changing moment. You can change your life. Yeah, if you take this moment serious, it's worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth your sacrifice. It's worth your focus. So when you face a challenge here and there, um, be ready to overcome it. Be ready to overcome it because um, everything, everything. I read a quote another day that was saying everything that is worthwhile, everything that is worthwhile at some time, at some time, you feel like quitting, you feel like it's too hard or it's too difficult, you know, but because it's a worthwhile, you champion yourself and you tell yourself, I'm the champion, I'm gonna do this. And so yeah, here we are. Let's do this. Let's kick this software engineering. Let's get to the top of the mountain. Yeah. And we want to have that beautiful view and that sweet sceneries when you are on the top. Yes, as a software engineer. Okay, cool. That's nice. All right, that's beautiful. Um, that's very cool. So today's lesson, we are on day four. Day four. Day four, we will talk about software project management. Basically, now that you've known, you've been able to set up the environment, you've been introduced to software engineering, you've been introduced to how you can be able to work around developing a simple solution, like you have an idea. Now, like I said, the Python navigation part was not to make you a pro, it's just to give you a snippet of what happens when you're developing solution. At least you have an idea what happens. Now you've set up the environment for development. Okay. Now that you are ready to do it, now let's the question is, how will you carry on the software project? Okay, management. How will you carry on? How does it happen? Basically, the first thing I will tell you, it's not a one-day event. Okay, yeah, it's not a one-day event. It's not a 1 hour event. It's not a 2 minutes event. It's a process. Okay, so every process have got a few concepts to work with. Okay, for it to uh, idealize to the ultimate goal. You get? So that is how it happens. It's a very nice process. So then the aim of this lesson is to capture the process of software project management. We will go through the proper way of, we will check around the proper way of planning, leading
It,
software projects.
excuse me, Mr. Shakin. Is the
Yeah,
class recorded? Is the class recorded?
hello?
Just to confirm. Just
Not
confirming
yet.
if you are recording the class.
Not yet. Let me check.
Just reminding you. Yeah, sure.
Not yet. I think we can initialize that. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you. We are good now. So we will check on software project management process. Why do you need to do the project management? And the way to go about it. And a few aspects of software project management. We will look at how you plan, okay, and how you execute, and how you monitor and control. Okay, now note, it involves all these, the aspects. The process involves planning, execution, monitoring the execution, and controlling the execution. So on your RMS, you can just click on SPM. You click there, and it should guide you to these nice, um, these nice uh, presentation. Okay. Yes. So there we go. Let's give it a start. So today class will be easy. There'll be no coding expected. All you're expected is to reason. You can ask a question, no problem. If you have any query concerning what's being happening, I think our chat, I'll leave the chat open so that just in case you feel to ask a question, you'll be able to do so. Now note, the chat is not for greetings for now. It's just for raising a query just in case there is a concept you don't get around. Okay. Yes, that was very cool. Very, very nicely. Okay, cool. So that done. Um, let's look at some key concepts of practices and practices in software project management. So basically, software project management is the process of reading the work of a team to achieve all project's goals within given constraints. The constraints are typically scope, time, and budget. So what happens when you are working within a software project, once now, let's say you have identified a problem, like maybe problem waste management. That's a good problem. Maybe you want to manage a waste and you have been tasked the key issue of how to work on waste management. So that's the solution you want to give. So one thing you have to work within scope. Scope means what time do you have to develop that solution? Okay. Two, that is what will you cover? To what extent? Say, for example, you want to do waste management. Is it the whole country of maybe in Kenya in particular, or is it a specific county, or is it a specific town, or is it a specific building? You have to be very specific on the scope. It covers the extent. Here we check on the extent. To which extent will your solution cover the problem? Okay. Then time. How long will it take for you to deliver the solution? Simple as that. And then finally, budget. Like how much will it cost to deliver your project? Okay. Yes. Yeah. So that is that. So that's it. We are very cool. Now, why is it important? One, to ensure timely delivery. Okay. Yes, you don't want to promise people that you will deliver something in 2 days, and then after 2 days, there is nothing to show, and there is no delivery made. Okay, so you need to be realistic. Okay, then cost control. You need to manage your budget because you don't have all the resources to push to your project. You will need to account for what is there. Okay, the money that's available. Quality assurance, you also need to deliver something of quality. So you also need to deliver something of quality. You don't want to deliver a substandard software, okay? Something that crashes within installation, the first installation. No. You want to deliver something quality, okay? Resource management, you need to have, this helps to be able to manage the resources that are available. Here we mean human resources, material resources, computer resources, knowledge resources, all those resources that you need to deliver. You need to, software project management comes handy in helping you to manage resources very well. Risk management, you need to identify and mitigate the risk. It helps you to identify and mitigate the risks that are involved. Okay. Yes, basically it won't be, it will come maybe with, there is a risk that is involved. Say, for example, you want to launch something and say there is internet failure. Can your project work offline? Okay, so you have to mitigate that. That could be a risk. Okay, yes. Stakeholder satisfaction. Now, stakeholders are people who are interested, people who have take initiative to fund even your project. So these people, you have to satisfy them that, yes, my project is working and it's worth the investment. If somebody wants to invest maybe $1 million to support your project. You've got to prove to them that your project is worth the money. Otherwise, nobody will put their money where there is no worth. Okay? Yes. So that's why it is very important to check around software project management. So the first thing is to check on software project life cycle. Okay, cool. Um, I believe by the way I've introduced, I hope you got an idea that software project is something doable. I hope. Do you think it just out of curiosity, do you think how much do you think the project you will develop at the end of this, when it comes to stakeholders, how much do you think someone might need to invest on it? Imagine me as the stakeholder, Chakin as the stakeholder, me and Fondo and Doreen. Okay, just quote an amount. How much do you think once you develop your solution, we would be willing to invest? 40 billion. Wow, $100. $1,000, 2 million naira, 10M. Okay, it's good you put which currency because we work in different nations here. Good, 3 trillion lands, 2 million naira. Wow. 10 billion. Okay, I'll be waiting to see those projects. $240K. Hey, 220,000, 200,000, 1 trillion, $5,000, $10,000. Not you. Somebody is saying that we are not talking about. Somebody got thinking that we are talking about Ugandan shillings. No. Okay, it's okay. Even in Ugandan shillings, just let us know. 300 billion naira. Wow, how much is 300 billion naira? 1 trillion Tanzanian shillings. 1 zillion. Hey, you guys, I can't wait to see your project, man. Wow, I'm looking
We
forward
have
to
we have
see.
big projects coming. We have
Hey,
big projects coming.
these are
By the look
billion,
of things, we have got
billion,
very
billion, billion worth projects and trillion
yeah,
worth
yeah.
projects. My goodness. I'm looking forward to see. Hey, 1 billion
Yeah,
trillion.
sure, sure.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. That's cool. That's
And
cool.
and
That's
who is the investor?
the
Who
investor
shall be
is
the
me
investor?
and
Me
you and
and you.
Doreen. Me and you and Doreen. Where's Doreen? Did Doreen show up? Amefika?
She's yet to arrive. She's yet to arrive.
Okay, okay,
She's yet
okay.
to arrive. She's yet to
No
arrive.
problem.
I'm just following.
She's around. I see she's thank you. Let me promote her. Cool. We are cool. So Doreen, you can join in as a panelist. That's cool. So that is it. So we are the investors. So Fonda, prepare your money, your pocket. At the end of this, I see
I
you
have
going broke. I see you going broke after
I,
this. The projects that are coming
I
are billion worth.
I think I have
Okay?
to go for more. I think I have to
Yeah,
check for investors also my side
good,
to
good, good,
invest on
good.
me so that I can invest on their project.
That's good. Welcome, Doreen. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. How is everyone doing?
We are doing fine. We've missed you.
Yeah, we are
Um,
good. We are good. We are good.
You're sharing money. Where is my share?
yeah, we are the investors here, and we've just asked the runners how much, how worth will be their end projects. And they are like billion. So be ready to invest this time moment. Okay.
Okay, I'm very ready. My wallet is ready.
Ah, wow, there are people who have no wallet problems. Doreen got no wallet problems for you guys. Get ready for that. Okay, cool. So that is that. Now, note, just in line with that, at the end of this, the best project will be funded, and we always give $10,000. If there is a $10,000 project funding at the end of this. So make sure you come up with a competent project so that you can be fully funded. $10,000 is a good money. It's good money. That's the much that you can be given in PLP. So as you work on your project, have that in mind. There is $10,000 up for grab somewhere. Yes, or if your project is competent. Nice. That's cool. Now, let's talk about the software project life cycle. So one, there is initiation, the first stage. Initiation is whereby you define the project goals and objectives. You conduct a feasibility study, identify stakeholders, and develop project charter. Now, a project charter is a document that simply explains what is your project all about. Okay? Yes, so maybe your project is about waste management. You say this is how you will be, your project is working around. You intend to cover the scope. Remember, I've talked of the scope, the time, and the budget. Okay, that's cool. Then planning. Planning, you develop project management plan, define the scope, schedule, and budget, plan resources, communication, and risk management. Then there is part 3. There is the execution, assign tasks to team members. Remember, like I said, at times, project management is not a one-day event. It's not also at times a one-man show. You get, you will need maybe a few team members to help you through, maybe depending on the size of your project and the scope. Implement project plans, manage teams and communication, ensure assurance processes are followed, so that every process delivers a quality deliverable. A deliverable is a unit, just a unit part of your project. Every unit needs to come up with a quality product, okay? So that when you join them together, you'll have a quality project. You get that? Then monitoring and controlling, you track projects, progress, perform quality control, manage changes to scope, schedules, and costs. You report performance to stakeholders as well. And finally, once you are done with monitoring, you have to come to closure. You finalize all project activities, obtain a formal acceptance of deliverables, release the project and resources. You don't keep doing one thing, okay? So you release all project resources and then document lessons learned and archive project documents. So these are the 5 main activities that are involved in software project lifecycle. That is, you initiate, you plan, you execute, monitor and control, and then you close. Simple. Okay. Now that said, there are methods that we do project management. Okay. So project management methodologies. So the first one, these are just systems or initiated systems already founded, well-founded methodologies that are that guide you on how to work around a software project. Okay, you don't work from like you don't work from the hura barus. No. You work with a methodology. Okay, so you have to have, there is a methodology to follow. Now for us, we will focus, the one we would like you to use is either Agile or Waterfall. We have others, but the ones we want you to focus is only Agile and Waterfall. Now, why do we want you to focus on that? When we talk of Agile, it simply means is iterative and incremental. What do we mean by iterative and incremental? You do a small task, you review it, and after reviewing it, if you want to add an additional task on it, then you add, okay? So you keep the project becoming better and better and better as from the initial point, okay? That's what we call Agile. So it's quite flexible and it allows collaboration and you can always get the customer feedback from the beginning. You can be able to get the customer feedback, okay? Some of the advantages of using Agile is that there is quick response to changes. So because you have frequent customer feedback, regular customer feedback, and improved team collaboration. But everything that is so good must have a disadvantage. And the disadvantage is at times there is less predictability. Because of the much feedback from the customer, at times you might end up delivering a different product from what you had foreseen in the beginning, because the customer could have maybe proposed some changes there in between. So you see, you might end up having a lot of work to do and delivering a very different product from what was envisaged in the beginning. Then requires significant customer involvement. And because this process cannot work without involving the clients, so there is a lot of client involvement. And where the clients are good with the problem understanding, it means it will be a lot of work for you to, as a developer, to make sure that you articulate their problem the way they understand it, the way customer understand that problem. Okay, cool. So that is setback. But let's look at waterfall. On the other hand, waterfall is linear. Linear, we mean it's from step A to B to C to D. Okay, there is no, if maybe step D fails, you have to go back to step A because it's a linear process. Okay, so each phase must be completed before the next phase begins. So it has also its advantages. It's clear structure. It's very clear structure, and the documentation is easy. It is also easy to manage due to its rigidity, because there is no much. Once the customer defines a problem, you work and learn with that. There is no other consultation. So you will now deliver the product to the client once you are done. Okay. Yes, so it becomes easy to manage. But it also have some disadvantages. That is, it's difficult to accommodate changes. Unlike Agile, Agile is good because you can accommodate changes, very flexible. But this one, it's very not easy to accommodate changes. Also, testing occurs late in the process, which means by the time you are testing, you might find out that you need to do a rollover, like to go over your development again. Okay. Yes. So based on how I've explained, and maybe you can list on the chat, what methodology will you use in your project? Yeah, you can maybe just based on the two, which one will you use? Hey, most agile. Whoa, 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 whoa. Agile. Waterfall one. After 50 agiles, one waterfall. Per 50 agile, the ratio is 50 to 1. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Not sure. Okay. All right. Worry not. You have to decide. The good thing you have time. Waterfall. Uh, most companies use agile. Most, let's say agile wins the day. Thank you. Thank you. Depends on the project. Okay, let's see. We will see what criteria you use to check whether you will use agile or whether you will use waterfall, because definitely there are projects that need agile, there are projects that suits best with waterfall. So we will see how it works. Okay, cool. That said and done, key components of project planning. Key components of project planning. Okay. So what do you need most when you are doing a project planning at the beginning? So the first thing is to define the scope. You need to define scope, like what will you deliver? Okay. It's simply to identify what will you deliver. Okay. Yes, that is what we mean when you define the scope. Then you need to schedule. Okay. That is how will you deliver it? Okay, so you can use Gantt chart to help you to work out the timelines. Gantt chart is a chart that have a timeline, like maybe from if you're working, for example, on a project for 1 week. Let's say it's a short, it's just a small project that you are working for 1 week. So you say on Monday, between Monday and Tuesday, this is what we will do. We will maybe be coding the problem, the solution. Between Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be testing the solution. And between Friday and Saturday, we'll be getting user feedback. And then on Sunday, because it's a 1 week project, we present the project and that's final. You get? So it's just simply, it's simply that. Just making sure you have a nice schedule that can work for you. The budget, that is cost of resources, materials, and equipment. It's good you have a good budget plan, all right? In one of the mistakes you can do in budget is to add a budget. Okay, don't add a budget, because if you add a budget, it's better you over budget. It's more better if you over budget than add a budget, because if you add a budget, you realize in the process of development, you need a resource, but there is no money for it. You get? So always remember that cue, that you better over budget rather than under budget. Cool. Then risk management, just identify potential risks. For example, if you are in Africa, mostly in Africa, I've realized there is power breakout is something that happens. You are blacked out by your national, maybe power grid power grid distributor. So you have to factor out that. Now, how will you work? Suppose there is a blackout for a whole day and the project is taking 1 week. You see, a whole day is too much, is a lot of time when you are considering that the project will take a week. So how will you handle that? Maybe you check, you mitigate, you say, maybe we will use solar power to do this. Maybe we will need to have our own generator. You have to mitigate the risk that can be involved in the course of the project, okay? And then you develop a risk mitigation strategy. And finally, there are some tools and techniques you will need. For example, just like a tool to help you to organize your work, okay? For example, we have nice management tools like Microsoft Project. You can check it out. It's available. It helps you to divide your project into manageable timelines. Okay, yes. Jira as well is a very good one. It's free online. You can get it. You can also check Trello. There are so many others. You can change. And with Asana, there are several you can be able to work with. All right. So I give you an assignment. Make sure you go and check those tools that I've mentioned: Microsoft Project, Jira, Asana, Trello. Okay, here we've talked of CPM part. Make sure you see how they go and find out how do they work. Okay, yes, that's cool. That's it. Let's look at what kind of management risk do you manage? Okay, so now working through the risk management, it means first you identify, you brainstorm potential risk. You brainstorm all the potential risks using and develop a nice risk checklist. A nice risk checklist, okay? Saying this is the risk 1, risk 2, risk 3, okay? Risk 4, risk 5, just something like that, okay? Now, evaluate the probability and impact of each. For example, maybe you have identified maybe floods will come. One of the risks is flood. So if floods come, how will you handle it? Okay. Maybe another risk is blackout. If blackout comes, how will you handle it? Okay. That's what we are talking about, assessing and mitigating. All right, then you have tools to work around whereby you have a risk register that can help you to check which risk is more likely to happen and which risk will have greater impact on your project than the other, okay? Then you prioritize on the risk that can really affect the functionality of your project, okay? Then SWOT analysis, analyze your project strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, okay? Yes, for example, you are given there, you can have a risk like project delay due to resource unavailability, mitigation, train team members to handle multiple roles so that just in case delay happens, you'll be able to work it out through, okay? Yes, now based on that, can you just suggest a few risks that you think what risks do you think you will come across where you'll be working your software project? Just list them on the chat. Yeah. Any risk that you think you'll have to handle on those zillions project worth. I want to see hacking, internet cuts, out health challenge, power outage, Windows failure, stuck, cyber threat, frauds, internet outage, bad network, data loss, software tool crash, illness, patent security, hackers, time management, data loss, server failure, hacker, bugs, bug screen of death. Okay, all right. I can see you guys, you are fully aware of the problems that are awaiting. Oh, okay. This means you will be nice. You'll be in a position to tax. Okay, somebody, is that a Kenyan? Somebody have said tax. I have a feeling that might be a Kenyan. Okay. Scope changes, finance bill. I saw that coming. Finance bill, ransomware, Ruto is a problem. Security. You guys, you guys. Okay, viruses. All right. Now, also suggest one mitigation. How will you handle? Can you suggest one mitigation strategy? A mitigation strategy. Now, since now we've done the risks, let's suggest mitigation strategies. Security layers, data encryptions, security tight, bad government, communication generator, brain drain, VPN, power backup, over budget, occupy everywhere, anguka nayo, angakuwa nayo. Firewalls, solar power, backup, antiviruses, draining the swamp. Always push the code to Git in case your machine crashes. Intellectual property theft, utilize tools like Microsoft Service Backup, encryption, version control. Hey, you guys, you are ready. You are set. Two-step authentication, kutenga mabilioni. Wow. Hey, Fondo, I need to zip coffee. Can you read the rest with Doreen? I need to zip my coffee.
Yeah, sure. Let me open this chat part. Adding access token, getting sponsors. What do you mean by getting sponsors? Oh yeah, I understand. I understood it the Kenyan way. Cloud backup. Yeah, this is a good one. Cloud backup. Switch network providers. That is it. That's a good one. Third-party company for security. Yes, a good one. Please share your coffee. Mr. Jakin, you're supposed to share your coffee to the audience, please. Utilizing tax deduction and credit.
My coffee is not for free.
cold. It's cold. It's cold. You have to share your coffee. Watu wa Mrima. Watu wa Mrima, is that a solution?
I don't know. Okay,
Investigating
that's
tax
good.
planning.
Okay,
Wow, we have very good solutions here. Back
okay.
to you,
Thank you.
Charles.
Thank you. Thank you, Fado. Thank you for that. That's good. So I see you are fully aware of the risk that you can really suffer and how to mitigate them. Thank you. Thank you. I've write that one of bad governance. I don't know how. I would like the solution. I would like to hear an explanation to that. Cool.
That should be a Gen Z. That should be a Gen Z.
It is also Gen Z. Okay, thank you. Okay, then let's cover resource management. So resource management is very important because it is the one that helps you to ensure optimal use of human, financial, and material resources. Okay, so this comes in handy to prevent resource over allocation and bottlenecks. What we mean by a bottlenecks here, it means that, remember what I said about the budgeting, so it means you have to really like tighten yourself and squeeze everything so much, like you are squeezing something inside a bottleneck, that means to squeeze resources where even they don't fit. So to avoid that, you need good resource management. So one of the technique you can use is resource allocation. Assign resources based on project needs and priorities. You can also do resource leveling. That is, you adjust resources as as time goes on, and as the project continues, you realize, oh, here I need to make a few adjustments, and you can be able to work around with those adjustments. We call that resource leveling. Then some of the tools you can apply for resource management include a good smart sheet or Trello. So make sure you check out how those two options, Smartsheet and Trello, work out. That's add that as part of the assignment because you'll need it. You'll need it. Yeah, especially when you'll be showcasing your project, you might be asked, which tools did you use? So you can say, I use Trello, I use Smartsheet, okay? Yes, you can also use resource histograms and charts so that they can help you to analyze how you are applying your resources and which parts of the project need more resources than others, okay? So that you can be able to balance, okay? Now you're given a good scenario there, like ensuring there is adequate development, testing, and resources. And the solution there, you would use a resource histogram to visualize the workload and availability. Okay, so that is that. Then after that, you'll need to make sure that there is quality management of your project. Remember, we said we don't want you to deliver bogus projects, okay? Or horrible projects that crash before they are installed. Okay, so we don't want that. So you have to ensure quality. How do you do that? You check out the role. You make sure that every project deliverable meet the required standards and satisfy customer expectations. Okay, then the practice you should engage is quality assurance and quality control. And at times we also work with standards like ISO 9001, that is International Standard for Quality Management System. So for example, if you look at, for example, the services we give as PLP, they are ISO certified, meaning they are worldwide recognized, okay? So somebody was asking, is this certificate that I will get recognized worldwide? Yes. If you present it, even in Japan, they will be able to know that for sure you've done software developing, you are a software engineer, and maybe you've specialized in maybe Python or that with Flutters or maybe web development. Okay, cool. Now, the reason why we use standards, for example, if you see how vehicles are manufactured and how they are distributed, you'll never see a vehicle on the road that doesn't have side mirror. Okay, it's not that you cannot have a vehicle that have internal cameras that can even be able to see whatever is there externally. Okay, but there is a standard that if you want your vehicle to be recognized as a car and it's worthy to be worthy on the road, then to drive on the road, tarmac road, national roads, then it must have some side mirrors, and it must have at least 2 doors. So you'll never walk across and see a vehicle that just has 1 door. No, it's not possible. Mostly, at least any vehicle will have at least 2 doors. You get? So that is a standard. So you have also to know what are the standards. Say, for example, you are developing a web page, a website solution, or a web-based solution. You will need a landing page, a home page, a page for contact. At least you expect those two. Even if there is no any other page, at least you should have one for home and another one for contact. Okay, maybe another one for about us, maybe another one for the products. Maybe if you are offering product solution, different things. Okay, if it's an app, at least it must have a login page where you allow maybe a client to log in, okay, or users to log in, okay. Those are some of the standards you have to be consistent with, all right. So another tool you can use is the capability maturity model integration, CMMI. It's simply a framework for improving process maturity. And you're given a good example there, that is a quality assurance activity, whereby you need to ensure that your codes are good. For example, this really happens in the once you are done and you have submitted your project, we review your codes, okay, to see whether they are good, whether you've coded well or you've just stolen a code somewhere and then you claim it's yours. Be warned, if you steal a code and you claim it's yours, your project will be nullified. Okay, don't do that. You need to do your own code. Then quality control activity, you make sure that you use automated testing and manual inspections. So that's that. Anyway, I don't know. That's the quality management part. I want to know through the chat, on the chat, tell me on the chat, how will you ensure that you adhere to quality control and quality assurance measures? What will you do? What quality measures and activities will you work on? Okay, so you can share that on the chat. The quality peer reviews, automation testing, I see peer reviews. I love that. Hashing. Oh, hashing is good. Hashing is cool.Ebonkak Paul, I love that. Hashing is so good. It's very awesome. Penetration testing, reviews, manual code review, peer reviews, testing. Nice. Code reviews, referring to ISO, quality assurance, Git, pen 10, pen testing. I think that's what you mean. Code cleaning, stress testing, stress. Okay, well, that one, I'm yet to hear that. Somebody, Doreen, enlighten me about stress testing.
I'm also hearing it for the first time.
I've heard it for the first time. I don't know much about it. I think the one who have suggested that we should give you a masterclass to elaborate to us how to work around stress testing. User feedback. Okay. Peer review, static code analysis. That's a good one. redeployment, quality assurance, that's good. Automation, peer review and debugging, that's good. That's very key. You guys kinda you know your job. Thank you, that's cool. I'm happy to see that vibe. Okay, that's good. So that's it. Let's check on project monitoring control. We've checked on quality assurance. So now let's check on how you monitor. So one, you must have key performance indicators, KPIs, okay? Now, key performance indicators help you to analyze your growth, like how you've been your progression. For example, this is where we started, okay? And as we started, was the initial budget. This is how we progressed with it. This was our human resource. We had 2 workers. As we continued, we saw maybe maybe we just started with somebody who is 2 programmers. But as we went on, we realized that 2 programmers are not enough. We need 2 database and coders. So you added 1, okay? So that is called key performance KPIs. You check on your progress, okay? So you check on schedule variance, that is based on the schedule you had created. How have you been able to stick to your schedule, or there is a few variations here and there? Cost variance. Maybe you had checked our budget will be $10,000. Maybe at the end of it, or as you proceed, you realize the budget is increasing, cost is increasing, is maybe shooting up. So how do you handle that? Then you check on quality metrics. Maybe what was the quality of the first deliverable units compared to maybe the final deliverable units, okay? And now some of the tools you can use to do that, you can use Gantt charts and dashboards, okay? If you have ever opened RMS, you've seen your dashboard. The first thing you come across is your dashboard that checks you on your progress as a runner, okay? So Gantt charts, like I had explained, they are nice charts that have explained project based on timelines, okay? Project activities based on timelines, okay? And you're given a good example there where you're given a scenario of monitoring software development project, and you can use Gantt chart to track progress and identify delays, okay? Cool. So that's project monitoring and control. Cool. Effective communication management. Now, this is very key. Please check this. This is something you should never miss out. Communication in every process is very key. You don't, you know, there is this saying that King Solomon once said that there is nothing new that happens in the world. So don't, as you code, don't imagine that you are bringing the magic into the world, okay? We've already stepped into the moon. We've already gone to explore Saturn. We are exploring even Uranus and Pluto. So there is nothing very new you are about to do. It means that whatever you want to do is something that has been done by many other people, okay? So you need to communicate your progress as maybe as a team leader or a software lead, project lead. You need to communicate, okay? So that if there is a hitch, maybe you realize, oh, we have a technical deficit here. You communicate so that it can be worked out on very well as early enough to avoid missing the quality of your product, okay? Yeah, you don't want to have such, okay? So ensure that all stakeholders are informed, engaged, and aligned with project goals, okay? So the way you do it, the strategy should you be using regular status meetings, clear reporting structures, and use of collaboration tools. And some of the tools you can use for that is communication plans, and you can conduct also meetings to ensure that stakeholder analysis, there is stakeholder analysis and matrices are well organized and well communicated. Okay. And now a good scenario you've been given there is to keeping stakeholders informed. You need to keep stakeholders informed about project milestones. And the solution would be use a project management tool with integrated communication features such as Asana. So after this, note that one also, go and check out how Asana works. All right. Yes, go check out how Asana works. That's part of the assignment. That's cool. Right. That's very cool. Let me ask on the chat. Tell me, why do you think communication is so key? If what would happen if there is no proper communication? Just tell me, what do you think would happen if there is no proper communication? Let me see. Conflicts, regular misunderstanding, confusion. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, poor coordination, confusion and frustration, disconnection. Yeah, lack of trust, poor deliverables. Project lack of track. Errors. Yeah, disconnection, no more handshakes. No, I'm worried. Who do we have here? Okay, misunderstanding, developer memes. Okay, unachievable. Wow, wow. Doreen, you can read this. This looks interesting as I sip my coffee. Yeah.
Okay, poor performance, lack to meet expectations, no teamwork, lack of feedback, blame and frustration. That is so true. Stakeholder motivation is low. Lack of quality, kuanguka nayo. Okay. An uninterested team, technical debts, trust issues. Avoid double functions can lead to internal and external strife, hence delaying progress, workplace beef, lack of clear direction, that is so true, unnecessary delays, failure of the project, under delivery. Yeah, you guys really get the importance of communication and realistic project requirements. People start gothering. I'm not sure what that is.
Thank you, thank you.
Organization, there are so many. They have gotten the concept.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so effective communication is key. Make sure you keep on communicating your progress. All right. That's cool. And the best way to communicate, for example, for your project, it will be keep oh, Doreen, people want to see you. Can you also, Doreen, tenga siku tukuone. I've seen that. All right. All
Not
right.
today.
And imagine I've been teaching these guys if they've never claimed they want to see me.
There
Okay.
was actually one request.
There was no request, but you talked 1 minute and people want to see you. All right, that's okay. No hard feelings. It's okay. It's okay. Very good. I love that. We will organize. We will organize. Doreen will take you through a session. I think next session Doreen will take you through. Yeah. So we will organize that. That's workable. Thank you. That's cool. So I was saying for your project, the way to communicate is make sure you keep pushing your code very well and nicely as you code. Once you maybe you've covered a module, you've covered a concept, keep pushing, okay? Because remember this, what I said, at the end of it all, your project has to be fully functional, okay? Yes, I cannot, as your instructor, I cannot in any way accredit a project that is not functioning. Okay. Yes. So that's cool. And suppose you get into errors, make sure you communicate. You can even call, like you can even check for sorry, you can even check for a call with me. We always have consultations whereby we help students to work around the challenges they face. So make sure you consult. Don't die alone. There are consultation sessions. Make sure you join in for consultations and for help. Yes, if you are stuck, ask for help. Yeah, we are here to help you. Okay. Yes, so that's very key. That's very key. All right, that's it. Now the final part is project closure. So if you've worked very well and you've been able to come through, you've communicated well, you've been able to watch on quality, you've been able to deliver a product by the end, a software. The product you deliver here is a software. So you finalize, you have to finalize. And the first thing you do, there are 5 steps to do so. You finalize activities, ensure all project tasks and deliverables are completed. Then obtain, if for this works when you are, maybe you've been given a project at job, at your workplace. Now this is at a professional level, okay? Obtain a sign-off from client or stakeholders, okay? Now here our sign-off is you being certified, all right? Good. Release resources, reassign project team members and release other resources. That's very good. Document lessons learned. What did you learn during that? Okay. Conduct a post-project review to identify success areas for improvement, just in case you are given another project. Okay. That is at professional level. Create lessons learned document for future reference and archive project documents. That means you store all project documentation in central repository for future reference. Now our repository here is GitHub. Okay, cool. That's where we store yeah, all our projects. We archive them there just in case somebody in future want to ask you, may I see how you worked out this project? You just share the link and you are good. All right. Now, the importance of it is that it ensures that project deliverables are formally accepted and provides closure and documentation for future projects. And a good example is while closing a software project is you conduct a project review meeting, documenting lessons learned and archiving all relevant documents. So that is it for software project management. Yes, I invite any query that concerning the lesson. Note, the query should be concerning the lesson. Yes, not the rest that are not concerning the lesson, we will answer at the end of the lesson. Okay, a few. Any query? Chat is open. If I hope if you've raised your hand, you should also, if you raised your hand, you should also be ready to ask a question concerning SPM. What are deliverables? Like we said, deliverables are unit. Say, for example, you are doing a software project that concerns waste management. So the first deliverable would be creating a home page. Okay. Yes, at least a home page, just a page to, if you're creating an app or maybe a web application, you need to at least have a home page somewhere where people will see this is your project. Okay, yes, that would be the first deliverable. A unit, it's a unit task. Okay, yes, that needs to be completed as time goes on. That's what we call deliverables. Okay, yes. Further, did I answer that well? You know, I have people who can help me to tell me whether I've answered well or not.
Very, 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 very on point.
What does business analyst do and what is the difference between them and Scrum Masters? Okay. So a business analyst. So the work of a business analyst is to check on the value of business. As you analyze the value based on the purpose why you've set a business, okay? And based on the purpose and the goal of your business, okay? Do you meet the purpose and the goal, okay? And what are the processes involved, Okay, so you evaluate that value, the value of the process, because you could find out that a process is more expensive than the end goal, maybe, and the end product is cheap. So you realize that you're, as business, you are not doing well. Okay, yes. Scrum, for the Scrum analyst, I think if I got Scrum well, Scrum is a process of evaluating software, yeah, that is more agile and it's like more agile. It's more agile to check derivatives or deliverables, eh? Yes, but not per. I didn't get the connection between a Scrum analyst and a business analyst, because a Scrum is a process of software project deliverable. But like I said, business analysts will analyze the value based on the processes in the business against the purpose and the goals of the business. Cool. No need daily assignment. Give us back break. Okay. Can you explain scope again? I think I the same schedule. I don't see the difference. No, scope is not the same as schedule. Scope is, say for example, you want to do waste management, okay? So you have to define the scope. Scope means, to what extent do you want to manage waste? Is it for the whole country? Is it for a village? Is it for a building? Is it for a town? Okay, scope. Yes, it extends to what extent will your solution cover the problem that has been identified? Okay. Yes, you cannot solve all the problems in the world, so you have to define the scope. Schedule is how you will go about it. Okay. Yeah, based on timeline. It's check of time. It's in the interest of time. How will you go about it? Cool. Yes. All these processes, is it applicable to a type of project? For example, when creating just a simple website, do you need to follow all this, or is it applicable to web and mobile applications? So, yes, a website is a software. And what we've just learned is a software module, that is the software project management. Yeah, you need to apply them. They are very key. Where definitely you check for what really works for you, and what you can really afford to deliver a good software. That's what marks. But you have to like you must have make sure that there is quality assurance. If it's your website, you don't want everybody to come and they are able to change whatever content you are. You need some security measures. So you need some encryption. Okay. Yes. That's cool. I think that's what you need. And somebody has answered Evin. Let me read this answer. I think this is good. Evin, Scrum Master, a business analyst are distinct and complementary in agile traditional project frameworks. Both both play crucial roles in ensuring success of a project, but they focus on different aspects of the process. Oh, cool. Faith Tinaro have answered you. Okay. Thank you, Faith. That's very good. That's awesome. How do you rate the repository for projects in GitHub to be private or public? Now, like I said, if you want a project that you don't want to share with other people, or if you have to share with them, you must maybe give them credentials, login credentials, okay? That means a username and a password. That's when you work with private. So a private project must be maybe it's a very high profile project, maybe a project that it's yours and you don't want to share with anybody, personal. That's when you can rate it as private, okay? But as long as it's a project that you want to share, make sure you use private, okay? When you are creating a GitHub repo, use private, all right? Yes, public, sorry, use public. And one of the reasons why your project can be disqualified You can create a very good project, but if your repo is private, nobody will be able to see it. If you share me with the link, I won't be able to view it. So as much as your project is good, I cannot certify it. Okay. So make sure you check on that. Or I would say, and not unless it's something very high profile and maybe very personal at a personal level, don't make it private. It's good you make it public. Yes. How do you use quality control to project acceptable standard? Mhm. So make sure you quality control. Just make sure that your project, for example, in software, we will check on how you've used metrics like encryption. You will run that encryption, how to encrypt your work. Like when somebody is typing a password, nobody should see that password. You see, that's a quality control check. Okay. Yes. So like if you are doing a login page, there should have been a database. How do you connect your database to your app? Okay. Yes. So those are some of the quality control checks that will happen. Okay. Nice. That's enough for now. I think we'll keep answering more and more as time continues. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Cool. Let's go to the other part of our lesson today. The other part for day 4 is to check on pitching and projects software. Pitching a software project. Okay. Now, how do you pitch? Now, pitching is all about, as you can see, a software pitch deck is simply a presentation to introduce software product or service to potential investors or stakeholders. So it's simply a visual elevator for your pitch. Like to pitch means to show. Okay. So it means you want to show a comprehensive overview of your software idea, aiming to making a lasting impression very quickly. All right. Yes. Somebody once told me that if you have to spend more than 10 minutes explaining an idea, then that idea is not good. Okay. Like the best in less than 2 minutes, somebody should be able to understand what's your idea and be able to run with it. Okay. Yes. So let's see how we can make a simple software pitch deck. Now don't miss the next lesson, because the next lesson I've promised Doreen will be taking you through. So, and Founder, so you'll have a chance to meet them and to see them. So there you go. So pitching a software project. Let's see. We have a slideshow. Let's see. Cool. Believe you can be able to see. My screen is still visible.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So let's see how we go about it. So the first thing you do in software, in pitching as project software, you state your problem. We call this problem statement. Now, what should be that in that first slide? Okay. You usually do this with you can use Canva to develop a nice presentation or PowerPoint. Okay. Don't use PDFs. Avoid PDFs. Okay. Mostly use PowerPoint or Canva. Okay. Yes. Or any other presentation software. If you like there is a one called Ovo. It makes good presentations. But not many people use it. Okay. Yeah. But make sure you use either presentation like PowerPoint or Canva. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. So in problem statement, you introduce the problem. Okay. Explain what is the core issue your software aims to address. Use clear, concise language to ensure that your audience understands the significance of the problem. Don't use jargons, please, at this rate. Don't use any jargon that we don't understand. I remember yesterday night I used a jargon, concatenate. Yeah, so don't bring such jargons here. You get that? Yes, make sure you keep your jargons to yourself. Keep it simple in a way that even a child can understand, okay? Now, have a real-world example of statistics, provide a comparing statistics or real-world examples to illustrate the problem's impact. This could be market data or some pain points or industry reports. Yes, we had a hackathon, I think, hackathon. You'll also have a hackathon. There's a hackathon coming up on September, I think, September 9, if I'm not wrong. Yes, hackathon. You'll be able to showcase how good can you be able to project solutions or to real world problems. Now, that hackathon won so well because it was able to relate with the current, it was during July, and it's July we had a lot of Gen Z problems, people being detained by government and people being abducted, people losing their loved ones, and there's no explanation. So there was this solution that came up, and the developer of that actually used pain points. And that's what made the project win. That is the pain points, the pain of losing your loved one, the pain of losing person, you can't identify them. And she used that, actually she used that to develop a very competent web-based project that would help people to find their own loved ones, okay? Yeah, that project won the hackathon. She was given, I think, more than $1,000 to take care of it, to improve. So there's money for hackathons. Anytime you hear hackathons, that's the moment to get richer. Make sure you develop a good pitch. By the way, what makes hackathons, what you need in a hackathon is a good pitch, a pitch that proves that you have understanding of a certain problem and you can be able to solve it, okay? Yes, so make sure you highlight the pain points, that is specific pain points based on your target audience, and make sure you connect these pain points to the broader problem to show the depth of the issue. Like I've explained. So visuals, at times you can have visuals on this slide. This is slide 1. Use infographics or charts to represent statistics, or you can include images or icons that depict the problem. So if you're talking about waste management, you can just have, maybe you are talking waste management in Nairobi, let's say. Just have a nice photo of a waste, maybe a waste pit in Nairobi, or the waste scattered in Nairobi, so that we can be able to relate, okay? Don't bring us a picture of Russians. We might not relate, okay? Yes, that's cool. Now, the next thing, take us through the solution overview, like how will you solve the problem, okay? And then introduce your software, okay, briefly. Avoid any technical details at this point. Just say what the software can do. That is, how does your software solve the problem and what are the benefits to the users? The visuals, you can use maybe some icons. If you have any logo for your software, no problem, okay? Then go to market analysis. Now on the market analysis, you see, mostly, like I told you, there is no new solution you are bringing. So definitely there are other people who have tried to do what you can do. For example, for that project I've just explained, where the student, the runner, was trying to show the need to identify those people who are lost. The other solutions that existed is you can go report to the police, but it will take months even before you find the loved one, okay? Yes, so then she explained that now if you use this solution, it's better, it works faster. You get? So, or identify other systems that do what you want to do. Tell us about them, but make sure that they appear bad compared to your project. Don't praise them. You get? You check on their weakness. That point they don't cover. That niche, we talk of niche. That niche that needs to be filled and can only be filled by your project. Cool. Now, you can use graphics like a pie chart to show maybe the dissatisfaction or how satisfying or how the problem, the extent of the problem and the market share. You can include a persona. Maybe you've already developed the solution and you have deployed it to somebody. So you can showcase a persona, somebody or a profile, somebody sharing how they encountered your product and the benefit of using it. Okay, that's cool. Then do a competitive analysis, like explore the competitive landscape, whereby you show the current competitors, compare them, but as you compare them, show your unique selling points, your USPs, your unique selling points. And at that point, you can use visuals such as icons and logos, competitors. Make sure you can display their logos so that people can know them, okay? After that, now showcase us, tell us what is your product and showcase your product features, okay? Yes. So what are the key features of your software? So describe your features, the benefit, and check on for user feedback. Yeah, if there is any user feedback, that is a plus. All right. So you can include screenshots or mock-ups of the software or bullet points for features description, no problem. That said, this is where maybe now you come to explain how did you develop your solution? Did you use web development only? Or did you use maybe you use Dart and Flutters to create a web an app? Maybe you use Python, Django to create the website. Whichever technologies you use, tell us those technologies, the databases you use. Maybe you use MongoDB, or maybe you use MySQL, or maybe you used Oracle. Explain to us those technologies that you use. Now, also highlight on the innovations, like what new are you bringing? What is your cutting edge technologies that you are using, okay? And also tell us why you chose those technologies. Like maybe you chose MySQL to work with MySQL database, also to connect with web. So you can say, I use MySQL because MySQL is easy to connect with a web-based solution, and it also makes it easy for me to maybe encrypt and to follow up the data. Just give a reason why you are using your choices of technology. You can use some diagrams or icons that show the logos of those technologies. It's MySQL, you can use MySQL icon. If maybe you use that, you can use that icon. Python, use Python icon. Yes, very good. If you want to intrigue me, use Python. Yes, I'll be very intrigued to know what's your project. Cool. Business model. Now, business model is like explain the business value of your software. Yeah. So basically, like, how will you make money with your software? Or is it a freeware? You can have a freeware, whereby you expect donations from others. Yeah, that's okay. Make sure you have a pricing strategy for this, for your projects. Make sure you have a pricing strategy, and you show us the scalability. How do you intend to grow? Okay. Yes, how do you intend to grow? Okay. Yes. Yes. Scalability is growth. Like, show us how you expect or you project growth. Like in 5 years' time, where will you be? Okay. Maybe you've just started with 2 people. So will you live to be 2 people, 2 developers, and maybe 1 database engineer? No, you should tell us what should we expect. So you can use charts or graphics to represent revenue streams. That's okay. And finally, it's good you show us a good roadmap and milestones of where you want to be. So make sure there is where you are presently. You show us, tell us currently, this is what we are doing. Okay. And then you use key phases. Key phases are breakdown of what will define your software project uh, life cycle. Okay. Like you tell us when are you launching? When do you want to make the first update? Okay. Yes, all that. And then if you have made any achievements, list them there. Whatever milestones you've made, show them there. And you can use graphics, good graphics to show that, no problem. Yeah. In a presentation, make sure you try nice graphics that are fitting. Okay. Yes, and it's good you have one that is plain without, or rather than using one that is not very clear. Okay. Then do a call to action. A call to action. Like, how do you want the investors to come in? Where do you want me as an investor to intervene? Okay. So what are you asking for? What will be your next step? And make sure you give your contact info. Yeah, and use nice visuals that are eye-catching to call for action. Tell us you need 10 billion for what? Okay. Tell us you need 20 billion for what? Okay. I'm really waiting for those 20 billion projects. And that's all. You can have, those are just some additional tips that you can use to make your pitch look better. You can have a better design, clarity, visuals, and practice. Practice. Make sure you organize yourself. Now, any query about that visual? By the way, that's cool. Any query concerning pitch? How to pitch? Yes, just shoot it. Shoot your queries. I'm ready for them. This time, let me check for those who have raised their hand. I hope you, now if I give you chance to talk, make sure you ask a question based on what we've run for now. Any other question, like I said, questions of assignment, what, we will answer. So, Orwatoyin, or okay. You are allowed.
Hi,
Hi.
hi,
Sorry,
Mr. Chaki.
it's difficult for me. Sorry for that.
Good morning, Mr. Chaki. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I want to ask a question about the software,
Yeah.
the software pitch. Yeah, is usually I'm thinking that if that software pitch, is it that when we want to work for someone, or how about if we are working for a company?
Or if you're
Do
working for a company.
we still need to provide a pitch, a software pitch?
Yeah, now this one is if you are working for a company and maybe you want to develop a solution that can solve that company problem, yeah, you
Okay.
need a software pitch. Okay?
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
You need one.
Okay. And so, sorry, Mr. Chakin. I'm also going to ask that when I drop a software pitch for the company that I'm working with, and then now we are talking about budgets, about money for the project. Is it that I'm going to like get that money to get the software done, aside the payment that I'll be getting at the end of the month? Or I
Okay,
don't
no,
understand. Okay.
okay. So the budget at times when you are developing, you might need to pay for, you need some of the softwares we use to develop are paid for. You get it? So
Okay.
what they are paid for, you might need that money to pay for that software so that you use it as you develop
Okay.
your project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe you are hiring someone to, you see, you are working on lead data, is it? So maybe there is appraisers you need to pay for you to get data. So you include that cost. You get that?
All right. All right.
Yeah. So that you don't go somewhere you want data and then you are told for you to access this data, you have to pay. You get? And
Okay, I get.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know the essence of the software pitch. Thank you so much, Mr. Chatkins. Thank you for the class. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Most welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's go to Zipporah O. Zipporah O. Zipporah O, you are allowed to talk. Zipporah O. Okay, Zipporah O is not talking to us. Okay, Janet Kizito. Janet Kizito, please talk to us.
Questions as at now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Martin Mativo, you're about to talk. Martin? Martin?
Questions at the moment. Thank you.
I'm picking on those whose hands are up, so that's why. Sarim Masood. Sarim Masood.
Hello.
Hello, Sarim.
Hello, Mr. Shakin. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, before I talk, I would like to appreciate this opportunity from you and the PLP management. This is a very important opportunity for us. Thank you to all. And my question here is about the specialization you talk about today. I about the specialization, like if I want to like specialize in data and floater, like am I going to attend the lectures for Python and the web development, or I will skip them?
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. It's a good question.
And my second question is about the data and the Plata. Like, can I use Plata to develop a web application or desktop applications? That is my questions. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Sarim. Where are you from, Sarim?
From Nigeria.
Nigeria. Thank you, Sarim. Thank you so much. So to answer your question, Sarim, the first question about specialization. Sorry. So will you have to study? Yes, you'd have to study everything. But specialization comes in when you choose to specialize, develop your project. We don't expect you to develop your project maybe in Python, a project in Python, a project in database, a project, okay, not database, a project in web, a project in that, okay, those three. We don't expect you to do a project in that, another project in Python, and another project in web, okay? So what we expect is that once you, at week 8, this will happen at week 8. Now, since you have run, maybe you've already tested Python, I've shown you, I've already explained to you how we use that and Flutter, you get it? So by the end of it, or you now determine, now I want to develop maybe a web application, so maybe I'll use web. I want to develop a web application as well. Maybe I can use Python to do that. I want to develop a web application. Maybe I can use Dart and Flutter. That you can use Dart and Flutter to answer your second question. Yes, you can use Dart and Flutter to develop a web application. It's possible. You can do that. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
It's possible. Yeah. So specialization will come in where you specialize the language on which to use to develop your project. Get? But for classes, you attend all. They are all compulsory.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay, the last question so that we can go maybe to the last part of the lesson. Peter, okay, the other name is difficult for me. So Peter. Peter, you are allowed to talk.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
All right. So first of all, say thank you. Okay, I have to ask a question based on you mentioned something about a hackathon session coming in very soon, and more like you said, we're going to make a presentation like this, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one question is, if you're going to make a such presentation that day, all right?
Yeah.
Is it that we're going to have the software already built, and then we start explaining, or we don't need to build anything first, but we just have to more like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me explain to you, Peter. So what happens? The first thing you need is a presentation, like a pitch, like the one I've shown you. Showcasing your solution, is it? You'll be given time to develop that. Maybe you'll be told in 1 week, develop this. So maybe by this date, after presentation of your pitch deck, develop this by this date. You get it? You'll be given a timeline. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
But the timeline is 2 weeks, within not more than 2 weeks, not exceeding 2 weeks, whereby you are supposed now to develop.
Okay. So in that 2 weeks, for instance, we are going to. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I said in that 2 weeks, for instance, okay, you're going to build the project.
Yes.
All right.
But that
Okay, thank
project
you
is
very
for
much.
hackathon, not the project for your final. Okay. That's
Okay,
a project that they have
just your pitch deck, right?
Yeah, pitch deck and a hackathon, and now you can prove that you know what you're doing, and you can do what you have said. You give us a project that is in line with that pitch. You get that?
Okay. So please, one more thing. I was having a challenge because I followed the class yesterday, but I wasn't able to do anything practical because first off, creating a Python file on my VS Code, I was running through some errors that I can't really explain. So I don't know, because I wasn't able to follow up with the stuff.
What you do,
You said?
Peter? Yes,
Okay.
what you do, you go and you check on yesterday's recording. They are all there for the classes. Currently, we have the first and second class. Before 2 p.m., that is the next class, we will have already uploaded the other one, the evening class. You can check how we handled it, and you can be able to work around it. That's okay?
Okay, because I followed that because I went back to look at the recording, but the recording didn't really pointed at that issue I was having. More like I feel it's not a general issue. That's why it wasn't addressed. I think it was from my end, but I just need a way to run around it.
Okay, no problem. You can share the problem, or make sure you share the problem on we have Telegram, is it? Make sure you are there on Telegram.
Yeah, I'm there on Telegram, but I think the last time I went to the Telegram does not permit anyone to say anything. It's more like a
There is no
locked.
discussion group for Telegram, Doreen. We don't have a discussion group for Telegram. Let me ask Doreen and Fodo, my guys.
Yes.
Do you have a discussion group for Telegram?
Yes, we have two Telegram groups, one for announcement and the other one for discussion.
Okay, then you
I
can
didn't get any for the discussion,
discussion.
please.
Okay, further you can share the link for the discussion so that maybe members who are not already joined into the discussion, they can get in, like Peter. And then Peter, you can put that post that on the Telegram. You'll be sorted. Be helped.
Okay, please. The link is going to be shared on this announcement group on Telegram, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
please.
is in form of a photo. I don't know if it's possible we can, because they're supposed to scan, it's a QR code. Can we display it here so that they can just scan?
No.
Okay, it's a QR code.
Yeah.
All right, so display, let me scan.
We will display. Okay, no problem. We will
Let me send it to you. I'll be sending it to you, Mr. Charles.
It's okay. Share it with me. I'll display. Okay,
Okay,
that's
sure.
And lastly, Mr. Charles, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was concerning the assignment of yesterday, okay? Because I think what I ended up doing was, since I can't find anything, I just copied the repository link and then I just pasted and submitted like that without doing anything. So I don't know if it has affected anything.
No, it won't affect anything. What will happen in future if once because we said we will rectify that on our end. So once we rectify, make sure you can edit on your end. You can be able to edit the assignment link.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Just
All right, please let us know when it is updated, sir.
It will be updated before the next class. So keep checking.
All right, I'll keep checking. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Welcome. All right, that's nice. So with those questions, I've taken note of the assignment 3 not having been blank. I'll make sure that we edit that. The link has been to discussion group has been shared so much on the chat. So make sure you can join. I can see there is even a WhatsApp group. I didn't know. Yes, so make sure you join. At least from there you'll be helped. Okay, that's why we encourage peer-to-peer running here, so that at least you can be able to run also from your peers, and that is very good. Now, my question is on the final project: must we use languages being taught, or we can decide to use a language that suits you well? For example, I decide to use like Node.js, but now Node. You can only use the languages you'll be taught in the session to prove that you've understood what you've been taught. Okay. Yes. So if you'll be taught Node.js, well and good. Okay. If Yenchuk Williams, you said you have an important question. What's your question? I can't see it. Just make sure you ask it, no problem. Okay, that said, I think we are good. I think like I have 3 minutes. Further, you have anything to say with Doreen? I don't know.
I've shared the link to you. Maybe you can display it for the students to scan.
Okay. Let me display it. Just a minute. Maybe you can share a word of encouragement to my class.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. As Takina said, we are products of PLP, and we started just like you guys. So you can don't take this one as take it serious. Don't take it as a joke. It's something that can change your life. You can start with a PLP. You can as well be absorbed somewhere else. So for sure, this is a turning point. So first of all, congratulations for attaining this opportunity, and then to take it very seriously. We've had questions that we've been answering. Those assignments have issues. Let these issues not discourage you. Nothing comes easy. Everything has ups and downs, which is here and there. But perseverance is the solution of all these issues. Mine is to encourage you, proceed with this course up to the end, the very last week, that is week, is it 60, so that we achieve the best from all of us. Thank you, Charles. Maybe Doreen can share something, and then back to you, Charles.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome, Doreen. Share a word of encouragement to the class.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for this opportunity. As Fonda said, we are products of PLP. This is a great, even saying great is much of an understatement, but PLP is a great community. If you're actually dedicated and committed to learn and make something of yourself, and you're actually committed in actually being in the field of tech, and you're hardworking and resilient and persevere, you're gonna make something of yourself. Don't give up. It's not gonna be easy. As Mr. Chekin said, this is just the beginning of the hike. It's not gonna be easy. Some of you are gonna pause their studies because it's gonna be challenging, but don't give up. Continue working hard. Continue pushing yourself. You can never know how much you can bear until you push yourself. So push yourself to the extreme, but not too much. Do not starve yourself. Do not make sure you take care of your physical and mental health. And we are here to support you. You can always contact us if you need help. But all in all, I'm gonna encourage you to continue working hard. This is just the first steps, and they're gonna be easy, but as we go progressively, the content is gonna be a lot. It's gonna need a lot of your time. It's gonna need a lot of your dedication, but don't give up. It's gonna be worth it at the end. Nothing good ever comes easy, and I'm sure you've all had that a lot of times. But keep pushing, keep your eye on the goal, and it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna appreciate your efforts. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will simply add with the quote that I began with, that everything worthwhile, at some point, it feels like quitting, but it's always worth it. Okay? Yes. So thank you so much. See you in the afternoon session. Yeah, and thank you.